Hey everybody, it's Derek with Clash in the North here, bringing you the recap from the Week 3 action of the Champions War League. In this one, we went up against the Aussie Addicts, and as you can see, we came away with a 5-star victory, which great for us. We're definitely not happy overall with our performance. We have a lot to work on, but you know, when you're not at your best and you can still come away with a nice little victory, it's okay. So we will be improving to 2-1 on the season. The Aussie Addicts will drop to 2-1. We'll take a look at some attacks here. Our 10s absolutely killed it. We have a ton of 10 action to show you. First up, we have Justin, and Justin had two huge 10v11 hits. We went 3 for 3 on 10v11 to clear them, which, what I was saying, like, just part of this this overall great war for our 10s. The golems coming down with the bowlers behind them under rage. Obviously, everybody, I love that. I think it's a great way to get a bunch of percent, a great way to set the funnel really well for your town hall diving troops. So then that CC's coming out. It is like a witch and stuff, so that's like a little annoying for like what it's doing, but it's not terrible. I mean, it does have that baby dragon too. But luckily it gets on the king, not on the bowlers. So raging those bowlers, they're going ahead. Bowler bounces almost take out the town hall. As they break through the wall, the rest of the bowler bounce goes and takes out the town hall. It gets an inferno tower down. And then they will go ahead and not get a whole lot more, just cleared out that compartment. Those up to like 60% already. Still had, I mean, it's kind of crazy if the baby drag would have died. Poison might have gotten up to maybe 70% or so. So great job, Justin. 64%, absolutely solid. When Justin had 2 10v11, great war for him. Now let's jump into, we have 3 10v10 triples this war, which is absolutely incredible. Unfortunately, that our 11s did not have similar success, so we have a lot more work to do there. So what Monkey's going to do here, getting his first 10v10 of the season, is do his Suicide Heroes. Tested this one. So the queen can go ahead. It was kind of weird. You can see like this Expo ends up dealing like a lot of damage to her when she's standing outside, but it's like right in that corner where coming up with this plan did not think she'd be in that range, so thought she'd be able to get this sweeper and maybe get like a cannon or something and just help with that, the loon pathing. But didn't come 2 hounds into the first AD, a bunch more loons, and kind of just collapsing both the sides. Here, hasting loons into all these defenses, coming into the core, freezing the sweeper and the inferno tower. That works out really well to get them taken care of. As the bunches of loons pack over the queen, the skelly spells come down, and the pups take her out. And then just these loons kind of wrap around. Unfortunately, the loons that went up top just didn't have a lot in them. Heel spell comes down to get all the loons back up, and fighting through these kind of wizard tower. The king's up around the outside, in some extra loons. They kind of set the funnel, take some of the heat off of the main pack. But unfortunately, with these 2 wizard towers, even with how many loons he has going, the last 2 wizard towers, you can see, have already dealt a lot of damage, and then this final one goes ahead and really starts shredding out the last couple. But as they get to the final wizard tower, it goes ahead and everything dies right on it, so that's okay. In come a couple minions, clearing out the rest of the trash, and just picking up a 3-star. Absolutely incredibly valuable. We obviously needed everything. This war was very close throughout most of it. Unfortunately, just kind of not one of our best performances, but did get the job done, and sometimes that's all it takes. Next up, we have Jaime. Congratulations, Jaime Jamie, coming in. He had a 6-pack. But is also just like insanely valuable to the clan, so congratulations on your promotion to Co. So he's coming in with these Suicide Heroes, going to get an air defense. And then just some of these other nice funnel-y defenses that exist. And that's, you know, well, it's one of those just kind of, you know, you don't always have to, if you can't get a, whatever it is, an Inferno Tower, there's a bunch of other stuff you kind of do. I did get an AD, but you can see this funneling, this pathing is set just beautifully for like loons to come down here, just going across and up. So it was a very good trade. In come the hounds and some loons at these targeting all these outside defenses, just kind of gonna push everything across. Does have a one skelly spell to take out the queen. Goes ahead and rages through the first layer of like kind of inner defenses, so the skellies go into that, take her out. As the queen starts, you know, the Inferno Tower goes down, these skellies are pretty much safe. They go ahead, take out the queen, and at this point everything's looking really, really good. Tons of loons coming through the middle, but that Inferno Tower being up is obviously a pain, and unfortunately with like just a couple loons dying and that Wizard Tower not going down, they didn't cut in. That's okay. So here comes a freeze spell, freezes that Inferno Tower, and like hasting all these loons, and just cannot buy a break right now as everything continues to wrap around. Hasting the loons through the last little bit, finishes off with that Inferno Tower, and that's the end of this raid. Picking up his I'm gonna be picking up his third and fourth 10v10 triples. So those counting at home, that puts him at 4 for 6 on the season. An absolutely just stellar start to this season. Overall, our 10v10 rates are just actually really good. It's been one of the most consistent things in the clan. So it's kind of crazy. That's why if the other things kind of start getting together, I'll feel very good about our season, even better than I already do. So here comes Jaime's other attack here, doing another suicide hero. Got a raid to go ahead and take care of an air defense and some, you know, pathing things. So here's where this raid is actually really kind of iffy, I guess, because the queen goes ahead and pops that queen ability, and unfortunately with what ends up happening and where she ends up engaging this this hound at, kind of outside, you know, it does have that expo range, but obviously was trying to pop the queen so that she could get value, but then die before. She almost takes out the hound, which is obviously not good. But unfortunately, there's a little wizard that's hanging around doing nothing, and it does just, I mean, shoots the hound and takes it out. Bam. Done before the loon can get there, and now all these pups are up for this raid, so it's absolutely, you know, kind of looks really, really bad. Certainly starting off, I know he thought it might have been game over at this point, but goes ahead and actually his first hound popping kind of keeps the pups. Skelly's kept the pups just a little bit away, and that kind of allowed the loons to do a ton of damage to this base before the pups could really engage. Another hound had popped, and then they were kind of able to take care of them, being like a non-factor. Down drop that free spell in that Inferno Tower, just kind of protecting these loons, hasting everything around. It's just getting things into the defenses super, super quickly. The last hound does go ahead and pop. These loons get a beautiful split to take out the last couple defenses. Obviously, had they all bunched together, that Wizard Tower would have been quite an issue, but it ended up not being. And then in this one, because pup issue, popping that hound and having his pups kind of have to lose a lot to it, through the defensive pups, time became somewhat of an issue, but absolutely smashed his base. Picking up the 3-star, clearing out all the trash buildings. So that is our 7th 10v10 triple in 3 weeks. Pretty awesome. Next, we'll take a look at just a couple 9s. They didn't do, but it was a pretty rough war through most of this. We have Superman coming in here. I really like this raid. It was a cleanup, and I really like raids where on a cleanup it really is just like one small adjustment, and this one was just not having a wall breaker fail. So that took care of everything. So in comes a one wall breaker to pop that little small bomb. And then here comes the rest coming in, and that will be the end of this raid. That's all that was needed, just to take everything out. From there, can go ahead and get access to like all the Teslas. I think all of them are sitting there, and then all 4 air defenses. So drops comes the first rage spell, the heal spell. Everything's kind of back up to full health, and then as everything moves into the core, the second rage spell comes down, just takes out so much of this base. Bowler bounces just wrecking everything all over the place, which is really valuable, and it's really helping the queen kind of move along. She does pop a little double giant bomb there. In come some loons just on these outside defenses, and it's kind of nice. There's like a golemite, and king kind of tanking for everything. And then here comes the final little bit of loons up at the top, just to kind of collapse some defenses. Base spell just working to just take out that bottom side. And then time does become kind of an issue. There's a lot of cleanups. Goes ahead and drops 2 wizards down. And then has all these loons. There's a couple more loons for cleanup, so we'll watch that. Just take care of it. Picks up the 3-star. Great job to Clark here. Man. And finally, there was another raid. Once again, just like a small thing that made a big difference. Howard coming in here and getting the job done kind of late. One of the later Town Hall 9s to be cleared. And a little bit later of a start time, so I think like kind of didn't have as many attacks in early as we typically do. So in comes the wall breakers. Everything's looking good. Funnel's getting set up. Then from here, the bowlers are able to just kind of funnel everything nice and inside. 3 baby drags in the CC, kind of a defensive CC. They kind of lose that buff, and they're all able to be poisoned and taken out very quickly. Queen kind of lags behind, but the king has to go beat on a wall to get to her. Kind of annoying. There's like a wizard there under rage that just takes her out. Then come all the hogs coming at the top side. This is pretty much exactly the raid before. What happened, only just like honestly a millisecond too late on the heal. So instead it goes ahead and heals early. All these hogs are able to survive the giant bomb and the bomb tower. So everything's kind of getting taken care of. Does have the 3 loons in the bag just to clear these last defenses on the outside. And then just wizards coming all around this base to clear out the trash. But getting the 3-star, and I mean, like I said, we definitely have some room for improvement. Hopefully we'll have a good showing in week 4 up against CWC Brawlers. I believe they're good, like 3-0 or 2-1 or something. And then, yeah. Who do they end up facing? Yeah, we take on CWC Brawlers in week 4, coming up here next week and before the bye. And the Aussie Addicts will take on Clash United. So best of luck to you guys over there. So until next time, guys, stay frosty.